So, I need to give my 2 cents concerning this whole Chelsea thing going on. So, since the beginning of this season, I've been following everybody, watching everybody. I see how the fans talk. I see how everyone talks. I'm not an expert, but I feel this narrative where they all give that the sporting directors don't know what they are doing. They just sign players. Oh, they spent 1 billion. Look how the team is looking. Can you show me one team for the past 7 years that has been signing players and all their players are up to par? Yes, Chelsea spent 1 billion in a team in 2 seasons, in 2 transfer windows, 3 transfer windows, blah 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 blah. Now, some team has spent up to 1 billion in 6-7 years. And in that 6-7 years, they have not dominated the world of football apart from Man City. They beat Liverpool here and there. And all the players they've signed have not all been magical. Seriously, they've all not been magical. Man City signs players that 100 million, they only play 1 season and they are done for. Grealish. Man U sign players 100 million, 60 million, 80 million, they are still, this is the first time they are having a good performance in God knows how long. Arsenal has been signing players, big money, everything. Pepe came in for 70-something million. Nobody will talk about these things. It's just so annoying. It's so annoying. And the annoying part is the Chelsea fans, making it look like every time, even under Abramovich, we signed a lot of big signings that did not even make any sense, that did not even bring any impact to the team. Apart from that one goal against Barcelona, Torres was a total failed project. Shevchenko, 30 million, far back when, I think 2007 or so. 30 million as at that time is over 100 million worth player today. Total garbage, failed projects. Don't want to keep counting. The Chelsea fans talk as if they really know a lot of the Chelsea fans talking today don't really even know the Abramovich era. We're talking about an era in football. There was only one dominant team in England. And these guys come here and talk trash like oh, Abramovich made Chelsea untouchable. There was only one dominant team for that period apart from Chelsea. From 2004 till I think 2013. Bar Chelsea, it was only Manchester United. Man City was nowhere to be found. Liverpool was nowhere to be found. Arsenal was nowhere to be found. There were only 2 teams in the Premier League as at that time. And people come here and talk, oh, Abramovich made us untouchable. The league was a bomb as at that time. The league was just like the same La Liga we talk about today. That we only have Barca and Real Madrid. Like the Bundesliga where you only have Bayern Munich and Dortmund. Like the French league at that time, right now, you have only PSG and at the time Monaco. At the time, it was only Lyon. Lyon won the trophy for almost 15 years straight. The only place you had twist and turn was in Italy. Today, this team is leading, tomorrow this other team, next tomorrow the other team. At the time, Juve was just winning the trophy back to back, back to back, back to back. That was how it was. Before Arsenal won the Invisible, when was the last time they won the Premier League? When was the last time Liverpool won the Premier League? It has been Man U from the early 2000s, the early 1990s, the early 90s. Man U has been a dominant team in England. Until Abramovich came, yes, true. But it was just Abramovich and Man U. So when people come here and talk trash like, oh, Chelsea was untouchable, there were no competition for them apart from Man U. Man City was bought in 2008. And they started doing their trial and error for almost 7 to 8 years before they won the Premier League for the first time. So these ones you guys are coming here talking trash as fans, I don't understand. You guys are just saying bullshit. Oh, now, because they spent 1 billion, a team that has been grounded for years, you just come and start beating them like Man City, Liverpool. The same Abramovich was there. When was the last time we won the Premier League? For 4 years before the Abramovich left, he didn't taste the Premier League. Because the Liverpool has woken up. The Man City has woken up. He couldn't taste the Premier League. But he was spending money. You guys just come here and talk trash. Now, because Bruco brought in 1 billion to sign players. Listen. Give Guardiola 1 billion today. He might still not win the Premier League as good as he is. Because every team is now stronger. Even the teams that come from relegation signs players 40 million, 50 million. And these days it's not about how good you are that made you expensive. It's not about how good you are that makes you expensive. We have strikers that are banging goal more than the most expensive strikers today. Gyökeres was not the best striker in Europe. And he was signed for how much? Coming to England, he knows that, oh, I'm in the men's league. But he came for how much? Ekitike hasn't scored 13 goals already this season. But João Pedro is still performing better than him. Who's more expensive? Ekitike is playing for the Premier League champions team. They only lost Arnold, Jota, and who? Those are basically the players they lost. And yet, Ekitike cannot even outperform João Pedro, who's playing for a team that is just going over a build. So it's not by how good you are that make you very expensive in today's football. PRO is part of the things that makes players expensive today. So I really don't understand. They just call me 1 billion and they expect the team to be winning the trophy. Are you guys whining me? I'm a Chelsea fan. I bleed blue. Not all Chelsea fans come on social media and start shouting, and I think I need to start shouting. I think the real Chelsea fans that have been Chelsea fans for years. I'm from Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria, and I've been following Chelsea since Mikel Obi came into the club. Yes, because as at the time when football started reigning in Nigeria, as a main thing, we don't have the internet to watch football. We don't have the access. And as soon as we have the access to start watching football, I've been watching football, and I've been following it religiously. So, and I've gone to check ancient history, do research. So you Chelsea fans that come online and say, oh, we go to the stadium and everything, most of you knows Jack, because at the end of the day, if people in Nigeria knows that, okay, there is business in football, and for football to thrive, there must be money coming in. And as long as money is coming in, then the team will thrive and survive. Barcelona fell off because money wasn't coming in as much as it used to. They went into almost bankruptcy, and they have to depend on La Masia. That's why they fell off. So we all know money rules football. And you fans in England, I'm talking about those Eunice, Tobes, and the rest of them, those idiotic fans who come here talk about football. The club is not making proper revenue. We have one of the smallest stadiums in England. Among the big teams, we have the smallest stadium. Among all the big teams, we have the smallest stadium. Even many small teams have bigger stadium than us. So the club is not making revenue. And you think sponsorship just comes with how popular you are? I don't understand this. I don't understand this fan base. How many people comes into your stadium to see the sponsorship in the stadium? Or you think those things don't involve how big your stadium is determines how much sponsorship you get? And you want the club to sign experienced players. Listen, the signing of player when it comes to football business is not where you spend the real money. Where you spend the real money is where you pay wages. Do you know how much club pays yearly on wages? In a whole season, the club might spend 200 million signing a player or 300 million signing players. And those players are under contract for 5, 6, 7 years. Now that money is broken down into those years. So if they sign this season, if they sign 6 players, or let's say they sign 5 players for 200 and for 300 million, then you break down money, that's 50 million per season. For most of those players, but those players are coming in for 5, 6 years. So it's basically between 50 or 60,000 or 60 million per year in the books. So it's not counted. That money is not big money against them on the books. But when it comes to wages, even as Chelsea has brought down their wages, it's still over 150 million per year on wages. Man City is over 250 million on wages. That's where the real money is being spent every year when it goes into record book of the year. It's on wages. Now, your revenue per year, you want to get a sponsor deal. Even Man City with all the big stadium and everything, they were only able with the fraud because it's a family company that signed for them, which is them signing themselves on a deal. The highest they could get was 100 million per year. Is that enough to recruit for a year? Is that enough for the wages for a year? How much are they making on revenue? I think they are the highest when it comes to, no, I think Arsenal is the highest when it comes to stadium revenue. It's just 100 and something million. Now check the sponsorship deals. Put it all together. At the end of the day, you will see Arsenal is making 300 and something million, 400 million, at most 400 million. But their wages over 200 and something million. That's for the players alone. You've not talked about the staffs, the directors, the stadium maintenance, other people in the club that are still earning. You don't talk about how much they pay them. But every money the club makes as a company is going into the record books, and you see the total they make for the year. There is no side money they will make that will not be into the records. But the money they spend in salaries, not all goes into the record. It's only the team that goes into the record, the players and the managers. You know, the manager comes with, okay, they don't calculate how much the health department collect. They don't tell you how much the pitch maintenance people collect a salary. The restaurants, the other parts, they don't tell you how much they collect a salary. The directors, supervisors, those who maintain the training facilities, analysts, accountants for the club. Nobody talks about how much they collect. It doesn't go into the record books. So now you say, oh, they made 400 million for the year. The team total cost for wages for the year is 200 million, 250 million. Oh, they made a profit of 150 million. So where the salaries of the directors and the rest coming from? Stupid people come online, talk stupid things without even thinking. And they come here talk trash. I'm tired. And from now on, you people will be seeing regular posts from me. This is my first. I am coming for you guys that talks trash on YouTube, deceiving the fans. Without giving them full details, let them be able to think and decipher from what you are saying. Because you are driving an agenda and you want that agenda to be valid, you hide the truth from them and you bring out false news, telling the club that they don't know what they are doing because they don't know how they are spending their money. You don't want them to make profits and you don't want them to be able to pay their staffs apart from the people playing the football. That's what people are demanding for. You want them to take a 30 million sponsorship deal. Guys are dumb.